Clarisa dear had an excellent idea that we get a season pass to a local amusement park. We rode roller coasters all day. We went on 4 roller coasters and we're going to rate all 4. The Talon, Hydra, Steel Force. And then the 4th one was Thunderhawk.
Old Thunderhawk.
Old Thunderhawk. This is the secret about roller coasters. The more intimidating they look, they're really not. You want to go on
The biggest,
you want to go on
fastest.
the Talon. You want to go on the roller coaster that goes the fastest, that goes upside down, because that is the closest to flying in this world that you will ever get to.
The Talon. That was off the scale.
Off the charts. I did not want that ride to end. I just wanted to get back in line and just ride that all day. And we should have gone with that. No, because then we wouldn't have material for the show.
The second coaster, the lines were not long because we
No.
went on a Wednesday at like 5:30. They have these screens and sometimes there's music and videos. What was playing?
There's like 2 screens and they're playing Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. So we haven't been to a concert since the fall of 2020. Thank God, we were blessed with a concert the fall of 2020. But we haven't been to a concert since then. So, we're in line and we're just we don't, unfortunately there were 2 people coming behind us. I looked, or I would have just stood there and just watched the video. Really felt like I just got this concert vibe, even though it was just a screen. Although Clarisa dear and I, if you don't know it, are short. So a lot of time when we go to the concerts, we're actually looking at a screen.
That one for me was like a 7.5.
Back to the Talon, that was off the charts. I'm going to say it was a 7, and I felt like it was going to be for some reason, I got that this is going to be a 7 vibe before I even got onto it. I don't know why. And it was a 7. But I'll say, I didn't want that to end either. I was like, it's over already? I felt like that with both of the first and the second coaster we were on. I was like, I'm not ready for this to end.
What made the Hydra a 7.5 compared to the Talon? And if it wasn't for the Talon, would the Hydra been a 7.5? The Talon, the seats were suspended.
The Hydra was open on the top. One thing about the Hydra, at first when I got on it, so the thing is with the Talon, it was smooth. No, was not thrown around at all. It's so smooth, such a smooth ride. The Hydra, I was thrown around a little bit, and at first I'm like, I was really wow. But this is what I liked about the Hydra. When I looked around, it was green. Green, trees everywhere. It was a totally different view, because instead of the blue and white, which I love the sky, but I also love trees and nature and just the greens. And so this view was of the tops of the tree. You know what? I think I'm going to bump this up to an 8 because of that. It was a totally different view. So yes, I would go on again. Yeah, I'm going to give the Hydra an 8 because of the view of the trees, because that was amazing. But as far as comfort, I was thrown around a little bit. Nothing could live up to the Talon because that was just so smooth.
Right, it was a very smooth ride. But as you were talking about the greenery, going back to the Talon, the sky, you saw the sky.
Yeah.
You felt like you were in the sky. I think my thing with the Hydra, which maybe it would have even bumped it up from a 7.5, I was looking ahead of me at the tracks and not looking anywhere else. But I think if I was looking at the greenery, I probably would have bumped it up.
Now, I want to say something about that. You want to keep your face forward when you're on a coaster. Don't move your head around.
Just your eyes.
You can move your eyes, but you want to face forward. My first roller coaster when I was a kid at Hershey Park, I wasn't looking forward.
Oh.
I remember my neck feeling a little, I didn't get hurt or anything, but so you definitely want to face forward, but you can move your eyes around. You just want to face, your head, you want to keep your head forward. I just wanted to mention that. I think that's important.
Yeah, that's a good thing to mention.
But yeah, definitely. The tracks, I have to say, I didn't look at the tracks at all. My eyes were definitely on the sky or on the trees. But it's the Hydra, I'm going to tell you, I was not enjoying it until I saw the trees. As soon as my eyes, I saw the trees, I didn't want the ride to end.
I'd go on the Hydra again.
I would go on the
and
Hydra
try
again.
to like not focus on the tracks.
On the trees.
I like the harnesses too. Those 2 rides had the harnesses. I feel safer.
I felt like I was gonna slide out on not those. I think that's my thing. Like with coasters without the harness, I feel like I'm gonna fly. Like I can. Like
you fly
the one, it felt
forward.
like the bar hit the top of my legs and kept me in. Not the 2 we just discussed, but the next 2 we're going to discuss.
Moving on to Steel Force. We get onto this one. Felt like I was going to fly out of the top of the thing. It wasn't fun.
I was thrown around the whole time. The other 2, I was like, it's over already. But this, I was like, when does this end? What we would like to find out is if all these roller coasters are the same amount of time. With the Steel Force, it could not have ended a second too soon. Not smooth at all. And at the end, after we rate these 2 roller coasters, I want to know which one the worst one was for you.
I'm curious. Yeah, I wanted to disclose.
Because they were both really bad. Like, they're on the other side of the scale. Like, I mean, one of them was totally off the scale. It was below. It was like below a 1. It was minus.
I forgot to mention, when we got off of the Hydra, I was seeing like these little squiggly lines. People get these things before migraines. Thank God I don't really get migraines. And I was like, okay, I could deal with this for the rest of the day. Okay, so we get off of the Hydra. We finally find the entrance to Steel Force. We go in and I'm seeing like these squiggly lines. After the ride was over, they were gone. It got rid of them. So maybe that was good for migraines.
Yeah.
It's actually been research on roller coasters for kidney stones. There's some roller coasters, and they've said which ones people have actually gotten rid of their kidney stones.
Really?
They have to go a certain way, and I don't know if it's the ones that go upside down or what. So you never know. Maybe roller coasters can cure migraines because those little squiggly lines are auras that some people see before they get migraines.
Interesting.
So Steel Force.
Couldn't have ended a second too soon.
Could not have ended sooner.
Wish it would have ended when it began. Although, I will bump it up since it cured you of your migraine. So I will put it on the chart. I will give it a half with 1, a 0.5. 0.5.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a full 1.
Because you love your migraine.
Would not go on that one again.
Definitely.
I mean, if I went
unless
with
you have
a friend who really, or
unless you go, you know what, the
if I
remedy
go on
for
the Hydra and I start seeing this,
Hydra.
if I go on the Hydra and I start seeing the squiggly lines again, I'll go on Steel Force. Okay, so if you had a friend, right? Say you took a friend and they were like, "Let's go on Steel Force," would you go on it?
I'd be like, Clarisa, dear, do you have a headache?
I would go.
Do you want to go on it? There was something I liked about Steel Force. I had like a 70s vibe. The parking lot was the one our parents used to park in to take us to the park. It was the old...
Wasn't that Thunderhawk?
They were both in the same location.
Yeah.
The Thunderhawk and Steel Force are right next to each other, as well they should be. It looked like a 70s scene because the grass wasn't like all parking lot. There was like grass in between where the cars were parked, so it kind of had that 70s vibe. On to Thunderhawk.
Okay, so Thunderhawk. So we get off we weren't planning on going on Thunderhawk. We did it for you guys because we got off of Steel Force and we were like, you know what? We really want to see which one's worse. Because we knew Thunderhawk was bad.
I'm curious to see which one you think's worse.
I'm going to tell you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I think you're going to be surprised.
Maybe, maybe not.
And I don't know if it's because I already knew Thunderhawk was going to be bad.
I think we picked the same one.
1, 2, 3.
Steel Force. That was the worst. That was the worst. I did not enjoy a second of that roller coaster.
But I don't know if it was worse because I already knew Thunderhawk was bad. Like, I was expecting more from Steel Force.
Well, the thing is, with Thunderhawk, I was like actually starting to enjoy when we were going up the hill. I was like this, and I was like, so that's why I'm gonna actually put it on the chart.
You're putting your hands up.
But when I put my hands up, I realized that's when the bar hit the top of my legs, and I felt like I was gonna fly out, and I'm like, keep the arms down.
If they would have had pictures of me on that one. I would look like I was in a holdup.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I just set a bad influence for the people behind me. Yeah, that was.
Oh, see, I thought that was going to surprise you.
No, I thought it was going to surprise you too. Yeah,
but is it because we already knew Thunderhawk was bad?
Well, the reason, I had a
that
little,
we thought it was
I have
better.
to say Thunderhawk was all right as long as you didn't put your hands up in the air, like, because that's when I felt I was going to.
So if you took a friend to the park and they wanted to go on Thunderhawk, would you go on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but not Steel Force.
Okay.
Definitely not. And I feel sorry for people who that's their first roller coaster. Because that can ruin it for all roller coasters.
Yeah, I think so.
Was there anything we missed? We heard Sweet Child O' Mine, like, right before we got in line. And then when we were leaving, they do have live performances there, and we heard someone singing it live.
Oh, right.
So we heard that song twice. And I think that was the only song that I really... Oh, when we were leaving, we heard Joyride by Roxette. And we're so not ready to go home.
We'll be giving you some reports. Should we call it Coffee and Coasters?
I love it. Thanks for listening. And thank you to Clarisa, dear, for her excellent idea.